We're
Hey,
back.
guess who?
Guess who? I'm Olivia.
And I'm Amy.
And this is Girls Gone Spooky. Ooh. Wow. Summer's
Yeah.
coming to an end, y'all, and I'm ready.
I am ready for certain aspects and not ready for others.
Yeah. Okay, that's
We'll
fair
just
enough.
say that. I love
You're
summer.
and you're not the
But-
only one of us who lives in a place where it snows.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I have seasons here.
Yes, and I don't. I'm not mad about it. Yeah, life update, guys. I'm back in San Francisco. Woohoo!
Yeah, that's a change, a big change.
Big change, but
So
very excited
exciting.
to be back stateside and closer to my little Amykins.
Yes, I know. Now it's my turn to come visit you.
Yeah, and we have a guest bed here behind me for you and Davey.
Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, your room.
We'll be
I'm
there.
in your
Yeah,
room right now.
my bedroom.
Your
I
bedroom.
don't remember giving you permission, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Feels like the most natural way to kick things off is by talking about what we're reading right now. So
Yes. Yeah.
I'll
you
go first.
Mhm.
I'll go first.
Jinx. Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Have you gotten caught up yet with the Blood and Ash series?
No, I still
Amy!
haven't. Because you know what you're going to be even more upset about? I never finished Throne of Glass. So I'm still doing that one, finally.
I'm gonna hang up. How did you not like the end of Throne of Glass?
I don't know.
Where
guess
are
'cause
you? Where
I
even are
got-
you in the series?
I got stuck on the like tandem read. So now I'm in the middle of that. So it's not like, oh my God, I can't wait to keep reading this at the point that I'm at.
Okay, fine. I never
Yeah.
felt that way, but fine.
I
Can't
really
relate.
like the end of the other book. What is it? Queen of Shadows. I was like, yep. And then I
Mhm.
started reading the tandem one, and it was like, it's just slow to start. Like all of those books
Tower of Dawn
take
and
time.
and
Empire
of
Storms.
Storms. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote Throne
And
of Game.
plus, close enough.
Dummy. What a dummy. Okay. Yeah. Okay, but this one does get like really the tandem read gets really good.
Yeah, and see, that's what everyone says about that whole series. It's like, oh, you can't wait for the last book. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, but I'm gonna read 2,000 pages
Yeah.
before I get there. Like,
It's a lot of
that's-
pages.
Yeah, so
It's a lot. Okay, you
it's
know
just
what?
slow.
In that case, I condone you waiting on Blood and Ash. But
Yeah.
once you finish Throne of Glass, I will not accept any tangents. You have to go
Okay.
straight to finishing Blood and Ash and then starting the prequel series, because the prequel series is way better.
Yeah, okay. You said that.
So this is all Jennifer Armentrout. Let me see, Blood and Ash. I can't even think of what the series. It's like of Flesh and Fire is the prequel series, which starts with A Shadow in the Ember. And it's like, I can't even tell you what it's about because you need the context of the last Blood and Ash book in order to go back. So I'm on book 4 of the prequel series. And I have been like gobbling them. Like, they're so long. They're 1,000+ pages. And I finished them in like 3 days. Like, I'm just like, I've been out. Like, every time I have a moment, I'm like, Kindle, like.
Yeah, okay. I love that.
So good.
All right. I'll get back to it.
So fun. Okay, and then the other one I have to catch up on. So, like, I have a couple, like, fun, flirty reads. Like, not smutty, but, like, Ashley Poston. So, like, The 7-Year Slip, The Dead Romantics. Like, I'm going to read those. I'm also listening to Outlander, which...
Yeah.
slow, but I love it. Like, it just is
Yes.
really slow.
Yeah, it is.
So I think
And
that may just
it's
have to be an
long.
audiobook series for me. Like I may
Yeah.
just keep getting the audiobooks and just like slowly
Mhm.
make my way through. But there are so many of the books.
Yes. Yeah, she just really kept on going.
Oh my
And now
God.
there's a prequel to the show that just came out last
Oh my God.
Friday. So by the time you're ready, that'll all be out too.
Oh my God,
And
that's
it's
wild.
so good so far.
Is there um is there more than one season of the Outlander TV show?
Yes, I think they just finished making the final season, and it's season 9, I'm pretty sure. So, like, there's a
Wait,
lot.
what?
Yeah, it's a
There's
lot.
so much content. Okay, I need to see
Hmm.
who was cast in these roles. Oh, this guy, oh, he's not as cute as I thought he would be.
Are you looking at
That's
a picture of him in Outlander or just the actor?
in Outlander.
Okay. I
But they're
think
like the
he's really
cover
cute.
photos. Hold
Mm.
on. I mean, he is exactly how she describes.
Yeah. Let's see, Jamie
Okay, season
Outlander.
8, it says, is the last.
Okay.
Was renewed
Yeah.
for season 8, which will be the last. But maybe in action, he's like, I could see him in action being a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like, sexier.
Yes.
I just am not
Yes.
into the, like, fair hair. Like, I think that's just it for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm, like, a dark features or bust kind of girl. But
Yeah.
I have
I
a
love
feeling,
him.
like, with the voice and the accent and the swag, it's gonna be like, okay, I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
That'll
I'm not
help.
ruling anything
It'll
out.
help. Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
excited. This is gonna be good. Um, okay, so you're reading Throne of Glass now, then.
Yes. But I had
Okay.
also just read Quicksilver, which
Oh,
was
you told me about that.
pretty good.
Like fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen some people be like, that's the best romantasy I've ever read. Definitely not, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay.
But
Fair. What is the
yeah.
best romantasy you've ever read?
I mean, I feel like Akatar has a special place in my heart because that's the first
Yeah, it's
one.
the first, I
So
know.
it's like the one that I compare things to.
Yeah.
But I love them all.
I
I'm
liked
just
Crescent City,
I really liked Crescent City too.
but I also loved oh my God.
Iron or what is it? Fourth
Yes.
Wing.
Thank you.
Yes. I
What
love
is
that
it
one
called?
too.
I
Yeah.
mean, but that is like, that's not romantasy. That is smut. Like, so
Yes.
much raunchy sex and like
Yes.
not romantic.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fantasy.
Yes. Yes. Although
Fantasy.
that's the thing
Stupid. So
I
stupid.
always want to clarify that when I talk about it with people though, because like
Yeah.
these books are what 600 pages long or
Mm-hmm.
something. And
Mm-hmm.
if you really boil it down, it's like what 50 pages of like really raunchy stuff.
Yeah.
And the rest
Yeah. Is
not
content, like plot.
it's not porn. Yeah, it's
No,
not
it's
like
not
we're just
porn.
reading
It's not
porn. Yeah, but
And if we
that's
were, there'd be nothing wrong with that, but it
yes,
isn't what we're reading. Yeah. No, it's
exactly.
a good point.
Yes.
Well, because they're longer than 600 pages, I think.
Yeah,
They're like 1,000 pages. And it's true.
Very
I
long.
actually found the latest Fourth Wing to have too much sex.
Mm.
Like, it was like every few pages. And I was like, okay, like, I get it. You're fucking.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get it. Like, I got it.
Yeah.
And it got to the
Yeah.
point where I was kind of like skimming ahead because I was like, but then she would bake in little like Easter eggs in those scenes too of like things that would happen. And
Yeah.
then later she'd be like, oh, that's why that happened. And you're like, okay, so now I have to
Yeah.
pay attention in these scenes.
Right. Yep. I know.
Twist my arm. Just kidding.
I guess I can do that. Whatever.
I guess. Fine. Oh, the other one I need to catch up on because I read the first. So I read Songbirds and Snakes, Ballad of Songbirds and
yeah.
Snakes,
Mm-hmm.
and now I have Sunrise on the Reaping, and I keep like delaying the loan because I'm so backed up with other books, which like good problem to have. But I just have so many books I want to read.
Yeah, I know. There's so many out there. And now I have like what, 7 books on my to-do list. Yeah.
I know, crazy. Sorry, not sorry, Amy.
No.
I also just started watching Discovery of Witches. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, I haven't watched it, but they keep advertising it to me.
That and Mayfair Witches. I want to watch that too. I haven't, but I like Discovery of Witches. Matthew Good is really compelling to me. He's like, I don't know, he's got such like an interesting vibe to him. But we also started watching Department Q, which is very good. Like creepy, but good. And he plays like a completely different kind of character in that. So it's funny because I'm sort of watching both in tandem, because we're watching, Noah and I are watching Department Q, and then he's like, he started watching Discovery of Witches and was like, I kind of don't care about this. Like, you could just watch it when you want. And so it's just like watching him in 2 different like forms, roles, which is kind of interesting. But I am liking Discovery of Witches. It has like has kind of a librarian's vibe, if you ever saw that. Like, it's like a world where it's just accepted that there are how they call them, the creatures. So like demons, vampires, witches, like and all sorts of other creatures. But it's just like all the humans don't know, but like the creatures are all aware that there are other creatures, and some humans know. So I don't know. It's like kind of interesting because it's like a universe where you're just like suspending belief. But it's good. It's fun. Yeah. It's entertaining.
Okay. That sounds good. I like it.
I like it. Okay.
I'll check it out.
Should we talk about some sexy little spirits?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so speaking of smut, we decided to start the season with a spicy little bang, and we're covering sexy little spirits. Like, there's no other way to describe that. Sexy paranormal encounters. But maybe I should say sexual paranormal encounters. They're not necessarily sexy.
Yes, I would agree. That's a good correction.
So I can kick us off because I have some stories about succubi.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so I know we've covered succubi and incubi like a little bit here and there. My whole situation today is basically dedicated to them, so I wanted to do just like a quick refresher on like exactly what is a succubus. So a succubus is a mythical female demon or supernatural entity, traditionally depicted as seducing men in their dreams and feeding on their life force or energy. The term succubus originates from late Latin, meaning to lie under. Yikes. Referencing the succubus's implied sexual position relative to the sleeper. While often portrayed as a beautiful temptress, succubi can also be depicted as monstrous or ghastly figures, which I'll get into this a little bit. Some believe is actually their like natural state, but they're shapeshifters. So an incubus is essentially just the male version of that, but I'll read the actual description. An incubus is a male demon in folklore that visits sleeping women and engages in sexual activity, often described as a nightmare or a form of sleep paralysis. It's considered the male counterpart to the succubus, and incubi are often depicted as frightening, grotesque figures with wings, horns, or claws. So the idea behind both is that, like I said, they're shape-shifting, and they're a class of demons that are considered dream invaders, which I think is a really like interesting way to put it. It's not the only demon that invades dreams, but they're also not the only ones that feed on energy, but they've found like their quickest way to strong emotion is sex. So it makes sense, because like sex is an emotional experience, whether good or bad. And so they have a very predatory reputation. Trigger warning, there are descriptions of rape, and it is like in a dream state, but people do also say like it hurt me physically. So to the point that when they woke up, they still felt pain. So really freaky.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see that from a lot of stories that like people are like, this is either sexual activity that's wanted or unwanted, because in the dream people don't always realize what's happening like until later. Others say that they can be sort of like reasoned with, and in some instances people form serious relationships with succubi and incubi. So really weird, like polar ends of the spectrum. Either way, though, they're feeding off your emotions, your emotional energy, and essentially your life force. And like I said, for these categories of demons, it's an easy way for them to feed off of your emotions and energy through sex. So they're inciting strong emotions through that action to show up to you, usually with some exceptions, as this like ideal version of a partner, a sexual partner. And then the underlying like TLDR is like one being attached to you is not a good thing. It typically means that you're either emotionally and or spiritually very vulnerable in some way. So with that, I will jump into some stories. So this is from The Truth Is Here on Reddit. And this is from 10 years ago. This is a while back. And this is called My Experience with a Succubus. So they say, a few years ago, I started having what I'll just describe as sexually perverted thoughts. I won't get deeply into them, but they seemingly came out of nowhere and were extremely disturbing to me. It's when I first noticed that something was wrong with me, but at the time I was kind of clueless as to what. So it sounds sort of like they're having like intrusive thoughts about sexual fantasy that's like very upsetting to them.
Yeah.
Slowly after this began, my mental, emotional, and physical health began to suffer. I became restless and began moving around, hoping I would find some peace. And then I began to give off a very sinister vibe. People could clearly sense something about me that was off. Kids called me creepy. I remember looking a woman in the eyes after she had given me directions, and she sort of froze when she made eye contact with me and then dashed away. So it's like I was trying to live like a normal person, but I was really struggling, and I didn't understand this energy I was putting off, and also like why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And then came the suicidal thoughts. So they say it was weird, but this was the first time I ever felt like I was fighting against something, as if it were a force within me that was telling me to hurt myself. But every part of the real me did not want to die and was fighting back. So fast forward, and I begin to actually see and feel this inner force. It was more in my mind's eye, as I was always sort of sensitive and could see things like spirits and the like as a kid. And this thing essentially looked like a giant leech, which made sense. As I was looking physically very drained, I started looking really gaunt and sort of depleted. So I started searching on the web, putting in symptoms and what I had experienced. And this is when they start to go down sort of a rabbit hole and learn about this more like ethereal attachments and astral entities and etheric parasites, things like that. So learning this was like half the battle. I still struggled for a long time after I had read about this, because I only really half believed it. And this was like, we're talking years. So it was years this person was dealing with this. And they tried a bunch of different things, but nothing worked, even praying. And they say, I'm not religious. So they say, let's call it intuitive discovery. But I began to do something which is basically Reiki. I don't know, I'm not an actual Reiki practitioner, but I think it's comparable based on what I know. So I moved back to my home state at this point, and I was sleeping after one of my energy sessions. And I was having a dream, semi-lucid or maybe just a really vivid dream. And an old friend was there. And we, or they, were getting on a bus. And for whatever reason, I was super focused on this lady who was trying to get on the bus with us. And that's when I woke up. It's gross to even think about this entity. It's what I'm calling a succubus. And it was trying to get back into my body. The dream had triggered something, or maybe the dream was a reflection of some subconscious action I took, but the Reiki had clearly weakened its grip on me, and it was trying to get back in. So purely by instinct, I was just concentrating on energetically keeping this thing out, and I realized that it was working. And so I sat up in anger, and this thing gets like cast away. So it was this like blast of angry energy. I call it a succubus only because I feel like it was attached near my genitals, and it clearly was influencing and driving me sexually. It wasn't much how it's portrayed in popular media for me, though in the dream, I guess it was sort of disguised as a woman. It was a feminine entity, or felt like one, for whatever that's worth. I could draw a picture, but it was about the size of a big cat. It may sound silly, but its lower body is sort of how they portray ghosts, like Casper. So it's sort of like misty and wavy.
Floating.
Yeah, but its upper half was definitely humanoid. So almost a ghost-like tail and a humanoid torso. The humanoid part always creeps me out because this thing is clearly sentient and I think fairly intelligent, but still behaved like a parasite. And worse, it was attached to me for a really long time. So that's what I think. I was more promiscuous back then, so I think I sort of caught it, like got passed from someone to them maybe. Again, I'm one of those sensitive types, so I think that's why it was attracted to me. I think it was feeding on me for a long time, and those leech things were essentially like its babies in a sort of way. It was all feed, reproduce, spread. Like that's the sense that they got from it. I read online that these entities also feed on negative energies, which is why it was driving me to have these suicidal thoughts. Almost like one of those parasites that affects ants and forces them to kill themselves so it can feed, bloom, and spread. It's the fungus that's based on Last of Us, or Last of Us is based on.
Cordyceps.
Yeah. All in all, it was a horrible experience, but I'm now much more aware and feel like I have the tools I need to protect myself. It's like my etheric immune system is stronger now or something. I'm still dealing with PTSD-like symptoms, honestly, because it was really difficult for a long time. Yeah. So, strong start with our friend, The Truth Is Here, because that's fucking scary. And that it affected their life, not just like their inner world, but how the outer world engaged with them for years. Like, that's so horrible.
Yeah, that's what stuck out to me too. And also the idea of them catching it from somebody. It's like that movie that you've talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, totally so like that.
Scary.
I know, it's very spooky.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see where I am next. Okay, so this next one is sort of the other side of the spectrum, excuse me. So obviously this first one, The Truth Is Here, was like, did not ask for.
No.
Okay, well.
Not welcome.
That's not everyone's experience, and you will see that a lot in these stories.
Okay.
I will go into summoning a succubus a little bit, but for now, we'll start here. Yeah. So this is from OK Citron 5873. And this is my experience with a succubus. They say, let's say I'm a very lonely guy. I'm not that successful with women, really at all. So out of desperation, I looked for a way to cope. I started looking online and I found something that caught my eye. A succubus ritual. I looked at the rules and I knew the warnings and I just didn't really believe it at first, but it got more and more believable with time. So I sort of decided to try it. I got candles, lit them. I painted a pentagram on the floor. Yikes. I played Mother Lilith's N, which I think is like a tone.
A tone, yeah.
For Lilith.
Interesting.
And in the ritual, I asked for one of her daughters.
Oh, it went straight to the top.
Yeah, right to Big Mama. There was silence for a while until the silence ended, and then it happened. As I was trying to sleep, I felt a presence in the room, almost as though I was being watched. And then I felt a touch at my feet, and then slowly it got to my leg, moved up my leg, all the way to my crotch. It felt almost like a cold breeze, but it was pleasurable. And then the rubbing feeling started. I almost got to orgasm when suddenly it stopped. And I felt disappointed, but I suddenly heard a female giggle, almost like she was teasing me. And after that, the visits got more frequent. I started to get used to it and formed kind of a bond with the succubus. And today she still visits occasionally and I talk to her. Sometimes she giggles and says something back in a soft whisper. I don't know if she's tricking me or using me. I know she wants my energy and that's all she wants from me, but I signed myself up for it. I genuinely am starting to think she loves being around me, though. And now she appears during the day since she's gotten more comfortable. Sometimes I can feel her laying beside me in bed, and I believe I have truly formed a relationship. If I'm wrong, please let me know and make sure to warn me in the comments. Yes, this is a true story, and this is honestly what I've experienced. Wild.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not to form a relationship with any entity.
I mean, I don't know. And then other people in the comments are like, I've had such a similar experience. Like, there's one comment that I won't read through too much because, like, there's mention of rape. And it's rape by this entity. Okay. And for some of them, it's like they're, you know, climaxing, but they don't want to be. Like, it's like out of their control. Yeah, it's freaking wild, man. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about summoning, and I want to give a caveat. Don't do this, you little psychos. Okay, simple as that. Do not do this. Okay, this is from Bombo Creeker from 6 months ago. They say, this is an absolute guaranteed way to summon a succubus, as this was my introduction to working with spirits. Please do take my advice and instruction into careful consideration. And please do not do this, is my injection there. Yeah. Okay, I managed to summon succubi a few times, but I'll never forget the first.
Oh. No one forgets their first succubus.
Yeah, no one forgets their first succubus. To me, it seems you won't get far with your mindset, which was essentially like, I am trying to summon one. I like want to be able to send it back after. So like I want to like use it while it uses me, which like a lot of lonely people in the world is the highlight here. But they'll say like you have to be in the right mindset essentially, but I'll tell you what worked for me initially. So firstly, any and all entities you intend to summon must be regarded with respect. I also strongly recommend you understand the importance of hierarchy. This is a must. Before working with anyone, you'd ought to do your best to understand and apply this. Otherwise, you'll end up either disappointed or fucked. I'd start with saturating your mind with any info on succubi, even if it's contradictory. The goal is to attempt to sincerely understand their nature by like understanding all of the information that exists about them. And I think the hierarchy thing is interesting, given the last guy was like, straight to Lilith. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I guess you're going to get quality at the top, right. But kind of crazy. True. Okay, so as for the ritual, I use the letter method. So literally a written letter. So this letter should be your request and intentions in its purest form. You should not lie or try to maneuver around why you want a succubus in the first place. You need to take a hard look at your reasons why you'd want to request for one and understand what this relationship means. Only you truly know your desires, but when addressing this to Lilith, it's best not to lie in it or even lie to yourself when writing it. This is extremely important because sincerity is of the utmost importance, and by the looks of it, you may not be ready to have that kind of introspection yet. No disrespect. After your letter is written, you fold it and place it under your pillow or place it beside you, wherever, and begin meditating. The meditation is essential, and this is the easiest part. The hardest part is focusing during the meditation. I was lucky enough to be guided while meditating, and I know this made all the difference in first contact. You want to focus on your breath, in and out. You should only be thinking about the motion of your breath and nothing else. Once your body is relaxed, focused on the space you're in. This is a bit hard to explain. You want to feel the space around you in your mind's eye. I was guided to be at a state of focus to the point where I can hear the wooden walls in the room aging. And then in parentheses, they say, seriously. Whoa. You will know when you're there, as you'll eventually forget about your physical body and will have a sense of weightlessness, which like is meditation, like deep state meditation. So you have your intention beside you, you're in this deep state. At this point, you'll be able to quite literally just focus on existing in basically no existence. I'm not explaining this well, but you'll know it once you're there, which is true. Now, at this point in my experience, I was guided to visualize an equilateral triangle, one upright and one upside down. I was to watch them move closer together until they took the shape of the Star of David, essentially. When the star is complete, I was to focus on the middle of it. And as I did so, I was told that the upper triangle represented the spiritual and the lower represented the natural. And to complete the ritual, I must focus on meeting in the in-between. So you meditate on the energy you feel in your consciousness and you feel it rising. After you feel your energy is risen enough, simply bring your attention back to your body and you can feel free to move around again. At this point, you'll just get kind of comfortable and go to sleep. So try to go to sleep as usual. You can let your thoughts drift as you want, but keep in mind the ritual and that energy that you've raised. I encourage you to go to sleep at this point, and this is where the quote-unquote magic will happen. Usually the moment you drop into sleep, once you reach the state between waking and sleeping, you'll feel sort of a burst of energy that may feel overwhelming to you, and you'll know that the ritual worked. Enjoy the experience, as this will be an experience you cannot imitate with any human, I promise. You'll feel an energy start at your legs and rise up your body. From there, be sure to thank Lilith. Actually, you should give gratitude if you feel any shift of energy. Please do it. This is the exact process I first went through when summoning. I made a post about my experience years ago on another account in our Succubi, subreddit Succubi, but it's lost to the ether by now. I do hope you're able to have your own experience. It's very much worth it. There should be no worries with malevolent experiences, given that you're sincere and truthful. You don't want to piss off a goddess or anyone who she sends to you. Good luck, original poster. Feel free to ask me questions, and I'm more than happy to give any advice. So... wild that she's like, don't worry,
it's gonna be
nothing
fine.
Could go wrong. You're summoning a demon. It's fine.
Right. It's not
Don't
a problem.
sweat it. Jesus Christ.
Interesting that it was the same exact sensation that the other person described. Yes. I guess that's the standard.
Yeah, it does seem to be the standard. And there are some other experiences where, like, deeper into the engagement with the succubus, there can be more entities, it seems like someone saw them like dancing above them, almost as if there were like a glass floor just above them, and they could see them dancing, and they felt like their body was responding to the dancing, like almost like a ritualistic kind of thing. But they didn't want to be responding. Like their body was sort of doing it without them asking it to. Yeah. So I want to follow up with one more little detail, because someone asked, do you have any good sources on the hierarchies and how they work? And the same poster said, you would just need to know and understand how things are structured and how important it is to essentially know your place. When I did the ritual, I went into it knowing that there's only one true God, but understand that there are other gods that have their respective domains. All spirits have power, and in the case of Lilith, she acts freely among others and answers to no other powers other than capital G, God. Yeah. This was my understanding at the time. In terms of hierarchy, you should start with understanding that as a human, you do hold power, but should exercise it with caution and respect. Lilith is a bit of an exception to hierarchy in a sense, so I recommend you do research on her specifically. And they sort of say, like, I could give you the information, but I think it helps you better if you're seeking the knowledge yourself, because that kind of goes back to like the authenticity and honesty and all of that as well. So it's like you need to come to your own conclusions about this stuff based on the information you come across. So I thought it was like kind of interesting the way that they talk about it, and it seems like they're not like these, a lot of these people who post with authority on it. And this is from a subreddit called Demonolatry Practices. So like they're almost like theologians for sure, but also like academics. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they're very like, oh yeah, like this is just how it is. And you're just like, oh yeah, okay. Summoning demons. Totally. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. They've done the research, it seems.
They've done something.
For sure.
Okay, so I have a couple more, and then I have how to get rid of one, which I think is an important note.
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Infectum Nates. And this is interactions with the succubus. They say, a few days ago, I had an experience with the succubus in a dream state, and I'm wondering if anyone else here has gone through something similar. I've always read about their appearance either being beautiful or hag-like, but she was neither. Also, she didn't really appear to be entirely human. Her skin was gray, and she had no hair anywhere, and also no breasts. She had a plainish face and didn't look either particularly beautiful or frightening, but it did make me pretty uneasy to look at her. Eye contact felt like looking into the face of a predatory animal. Her eyes were intensely wide and hyper-focused, so I was trying to sort of avoid looking at her. Not at all like I would expect one to appear. Very creepy, not sexually appealing at all. Again, she spoke to me almost politely, but her tone still gave me a very chilled feeling, and she definitely knew I was afraid. I remember her saying, "Don't worry, it will get better," implying there would be further visits, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't intentionally summon her or intend for the visit to happen. It honestly came about out of nowhere. And I've not received the following visit that she promised, but I would really rather not ever have that happen. I woke up feeling extremely disturbed. Anyway, has anyone interacted with a succubus like this? It was not what I expected, and people here seem to actively seek interactions with succubi, and after experiencing it firsthand, I cannot understand why. Me neither.
Can't relate.
No, cannot relate. So someone replied and was saying, incubi and succubi are not something to seek an interaction with. They're predators, and anyone wanting to attract one is honestly kind of an idiot. And I'm like, retweet.
Yeah, agreed.
Personally, this description above matches what I've also experienced, although I've interacted with more quote-unquote desirable forms too. They'll show you their true form if they think you either A, aren't strong enough to fight back, B, are confident that they've got you in their grasp, or C, they're actually weakened from a lack of a host. So I feel like for them it was probably that last one, because this person doesn't seem particularly vulnerable. Like, I'm basing it off of very little information, but they're like, I didn't ask for this. I'm good. Like, but
up.
what the fuck? Yeah. So my guess is it's like, I'll be back when I look better after feeding on you for a little bit.
True.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then someone asked, though, the original poster asked a really, I thought, like, apt question. So I wanted to share this too. How does one go about fighting or resisting a succubus? At the time, I felt kind of subdued or restrained, like when you try to run in your dreams, but it feels like your feet are too heavy. I felt totally helpless. So I thought that was interesting. So they said, honestly, the best thing to do is learn how to lucid dream. Which is not an easy thing to do, but it gives you a lot more even footing in those situations. Beyond that, a lot of energy work. I've tried different things like burning, energetic weapons, shields, etc. Varying degrees of success on each of them, but it's probably different for everyone. My very last encounter, I put syringe-like claws on the tips of my fingers, sunk them into the body, and then sucked. Think energetic vampirism. That's essentially what I was doing. I figured, why not try to eat it? And it got away before I could completely drain it, but it never showed up again. So it's like, and like, arming yourself with these like energetic weapons. Yeah. Which is like syringe fingers. Which I love, honestly. Yeah. And then they added on as well. They said, when I was younger and I first realized what it was that was coming to me, I tried to banish it, but cleansing work provoked it. The week that I did a 9-night-long cleansing bath, I got set on fire at work, almost hit by a car that appeared randomly on a totally empty street, and a really weird antibiotic-resistant infection landed me in the ER. Also, the bath molded, which obviously could have been an environmental thing, but that never happened before or since then. Yeah. So, like, and that's not an uncommon thing, because some people are like, okay, I'm just gonna like cleanse my space, cleanse myself. Like, no, they do not like that. Yeah. So made it worse. And I don't know if you like kept going, if it would just be like, okay, enough, like you're fighting back too much. But I thought that was really interesting.
Wow. Syringe fingers is not syringe fingers. What would have come to my mind if I were trying to cleanse.
Right. So then I was looking into like, okay, what can you do, like what actually can you do aside from like learn how to lucid dream. And so there are a few different things. One is called the Star Ruby. That's a banishing ritual. I didn't look into this one because I wanted to cover the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, or LBRP. It's like so common in the occult that it has that acronym, and people like refer to it as that. I had to like search the acronym. But other people have said tea with mugwort can help with lucid dreaming. So if you do want to go that route, there's also a book called Psychic Self-Defense by Dion Fortune. It's not specific to succubi, but it talks about developing this sword of power that's like an astral sword. So there are ways, like if you are not feeling safe energetically in your dreams or even in your waking hours, like there are things that you could do. Yeah. Which brings me to the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. So this is a very basic foundational ritual in ceremonial magic. It's used to cleanse and protect a space and its practitioner by banishing any unwanted energies and invoking elemental forces. And I think that that's the important thing, that like you're grounding with the succubi in particular. This is my theory, is the cleansing on its own is not enough because it's all energy work. Whereas if you pull in elemental magic, it's grounding you in the real world, which gives you more power because it doesn't have power in the real world. So this, of course, comes from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which our boy Aleister Crowley was a part of. Yeah. Not a founding member, but he was involved. Like, brought into the fold at one point. Yeah. So how this actually works. So it involves visualizing pentagrams at the 4 cardinal directions, charging them with divine names, and evoking archangels for protection. The ritual is known for its ability to cleanse the aura and subtle bodies, facilitating spiritual growth and connection with one's higher self. Core elements, and I kind of already said this, are the pentagrams, the archangels, and the divine names. So there are different ways that this can come to life, but that's roughly the vibe. It is a fundamental practice in many magical systems, but particularly those influenced by the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. It can also enhance focus and concentration, provides a sense of protection and centeredness. Like it can be a daily practice for people. Like it can be sort of like their meditation. And it goes into a lot of details around like the cardinal directions, east, south, west, north, and like the names of each. So you can look all of that up. But if you are having a bad experience with the succubus, highly recommend the LBRP. The LBRP, baby. Okay, and then the very last thing. I just had to squeeze one more in, and then I promise I'm going to stop talking. But this was so interesting to me because this is from Sandsman's 69.
Nice.
What was that I just did? I don't know. Okay, and he talks about, like, I think a succubus has taken a liking to me, Okay, I'm not going to go into, like, the whole thing, but essentially there are a couple, like, attacks that happen, and, like, this, like, beautiful, like, busty woman with these long red nails, like, coming up and then, like, choking him in his sleep, and he's, like, was raised very Christian, and so his knee-jerk reaction was, like, this is a demon. Yeah. In the name of Jesus Christ, get the fuck away from me. And she clearly caught on, because the second he would say Jesus Christ, she'd like blip out of existence. And so she started trying to close his airway so he couldn't speak the word. So the last encounter that he shares is, and he was like, this just happened, so I'm rushing through this now, but like, I'm in the shower and it's part of my usual routine. I'm kind of talking to myself, hyping myself up. I do this in the shower in the morning. And I start thinking about the first encounter that I have. And so I start talking to myself, man, she ain't shit. She can't just walk into my room like she knows me. She doesn't know me. And he said, as I was saying it, I start disassociating hard, like out of my control. My eyes lock on something. He's like zoning. He doesn't really see what he's staring at. He's in a hot shower but can't feel the temperature, and then he can't like back up anymore, so he's like reaching for the wall of the shower. His hands lock up. He feels like he's having a panic attack. I'm telling myself, like, calm down, like, you're making this up, stop doing this. And it's as if his mind is just in like utter disbelief at what is going on. So he says, I kid you not, I literally say aloud, there's no way that this is paranormal. The lights would be flashing. And the lights in the bathroom start flashing.
Oh, no.
Like going on and off. I would die. And then he hears a woman's voice and it says, but I do know you.
Oh, God. Oh my
Terrifying,
God. That's
dude.
not what I was expecting for some reason.
No. And he starts choking again. And he's
God.
trying to say Jesus, but he's like, there's like a hairball in my throat and I can't get it out. And I feel my eyes kind of like my vision going in and out. And I managed to choke out Jesus Christ and it stops. And so he's like shaking and his throat feels like it's on fire. And oh my God.
Whoa.
So here's what I think. So that's just like fucking creepy. But this is so interesting to me. Two things. One is a user called Trick Accomplish 200 says, as someone with a spirit guide, which in reality is just two demons, and then goes on to say something else. And I'm like,
what?
Can demons be spirit guides?
I had never thought about that before, and I don't
Gets worse.
like that.
Gets worse.
Uh-oh. What?
Twin Soul Unity says, well, when I asked to open up to angels, I was also opened up to lower demonic things. Because as it turns out, demons and angels are all sort of part of the same group or tier.
Yeah.
So opening yourself up to one means you open yourself up to all of it. It's very nuanced, as demons and angels aren't as black and white as they're depicted in being. Not all demons are all bad and not all angels are all good. However, you can choose what you access or tune into and ask for help, but it requires you to know how to tune in. Right. So I was like, okay, wait. That actually would make so much sense to me, that first of all, like, demons could be spirit guides, because how, like, there's no way that you'd be able to say, well, okay, I only want angels, but it's angels and demons. True. Like, they're always categorized together. So this feels like a huge epiphany to me. Like, I'm like, oh shit. Because I have like angel oracle cards, like.
Yeah, true.
Opening up the good very clearly also potentially opens access to the bad shit too.
Yes. Which makes sense now, because that's just how the world exists.
Right.
With opposites.
There has to be a balance.
Yeah, a balance. Ooh. But I never would have thought of that, though.
No.
Like,
I didn't either. She's like, oh yeah, my spirit guide's just a couple of demons. And I'm like,
what?
What?
Yeah.
And other people in the comments are like, oh yeah, mine's a demon too.
How do they know?
And also, Lilith, like, I mean, I feel like if you're at the point where you have a spirit guide who communicates with you, you should know, like, or you should be able to know. I have no idea in what format or how they communicate. Yeah. But the other thing I think about too is like Hecate and Lilith, like, these are demons who, or demon goddesses who, it's like, we probably shouldn't be talking to them. But then at the same time, Lilith is like the protector of all women. So it's like, you do kind of see, like, there is a bit of like a good edge on some of these demons. And like, what if they just kind of got a bad rap? Like, they're demons because they're associated with Lucifer, and that's the only reason why, when, I don't know. It just made me think very differently about the whole thing. And I in no way am opening myself to demons, by the way.
Let's be clear.
But it just made me like logically think about it more.
Yes. It's a
Okay.
good point.
I'm done
Yeah.
talking.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Because, yeah, when you hear spirit guides, it really feels like it would just be something friendly or someone
Or a
guiding
ghost.
you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like a someone, not like a
Yes.
something. Like I guess I
Yes.
thought like an angel or a deceased human spirit,
Right. Yeah. But
but apparently not.
interesting. Something to watch out for, I
Yeah, like kind
guess.
of like
Apparently.
scary a little
Yeah.
bit, scary.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yep.
again, you see all these things about like, oh, I was scrying and all of a
Yeah.
sudden I had a demon in my house. It's like, oh, good.
Okay.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good. It makes all of
Guess.
the like low level witchcraft feel more serious, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because things happen even if you're
Mm-hmm.
not out there like
Unintended.
practicing dark magic
Right.
professionally.
Yeah. Right.
That's, yeah, things happen.
Oh, what do you do for work? I'm a professional dark magic practitioner. A
I'm an
dark
Etsy
magician, if you
witch.
will.
Yeah.
An Etsy witch. I'm an Etsy witch who accidentally invited a demon into my house. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
It's, we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there. Oh my God.
Oh,
All right,
man.
over to you.
Okay. Well, I just have one story. And I'm also kind of curious because this topic Olivia found. And I'm
Yes.
curious where you came across this because it was hard to find stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I gave you such a
No,
hard topic.
no,
It
it
was another
was
podcast, I think.
okay. Yeah, because
But
I
I
was like,
like read it and was like, or listened to it and I was like, oh my God.
yeah, so when I searched it in English, not much came up.
Oh,
And then I searched it in Portuguese and more came up. But
yeah.
so I think the conclusion is this may be more in urban legend territory
Okay.
in Brazil than
Okay.
like
I thought you were
widespread.
going to say the lesson is I need to learn Portuguese.
No, I'm not quite that ambitious, but
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you do speak Spanish. I feel like it's not like a huge leap.
Yeah,
Do you
it
think you
could be
could
the next one.
understand a lot of it?
Well, I don't
Maybe
know, not
written.
really, because when we were with why am I forgetting that? When we were in Mexico, why am I forgetting their names? The people from
Oh,
Brazil.
Lucas?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot his
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
And what
yeah.
was his friend's name?
Mm,
Kenny. Um,
Kenny.
they
Kenny. Oh, yeah.
I couldn't understand at all.
Yeah,
It
fair.
just
They
has a
also
very
spoke
different
so
accent.
fast. I wonder
Yes.
if, like, Portuguese from Portugal, you'd be able to understand better because the accent's very different sounding.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Who knows? And
that was our linguist section of today.
yeah.
Today's
Yep.
episode.
Yeah, I have a couple other history things to teach today, so
Let's go.
buckle up.
Buckle
Okay.
up, kids.
But this is the story of Barbara dos Prazeres. I don't know the Portuguese accent. She's also sometimes called the Witch of Arco do Teles, and in English, it's Barbara of the Pleasures. So, like I said, this is kind of urban legendy at this point. There's definitely some fact to the story, but it's also a 200-year-old story and it's been told and retold many times. So, kind of hard to separate fact and fiction at this point. But I'll just tell it how this person told it on an article that they wrote for Halloween for a British Brazilian publication. So, it starts in 1790. Barbara Vicente de Orpia, she's 20 years old, from Portugal. She arrives in Rio, Brazil, with her husband, Antonio de Orpia, who is a Portuguese nobleman. And it's kind of unclear why they go to Brazil. There's two most popular stories. One is that Barbara might have been having an affair with somebody in their social circle, so somebody equally high ranking, and maybe he wanted them to leave, or some messiness was happening, so they sent them away. The other option, which is not out of the realm of possibility considering the rest of this story, is that Barbara poisoned her sister in Portugal, and so they go to Rio to like throw off the authorities, escape any charges.
That's not suspicious at all.
Yeah, no, not even a little. So
flee the continent.
Yeah, who knows?
Hilarious.
But one thing is for sure, that that's what he wrote. Barbara's beauty caught the attention of everyone in high society in Rio. Her beauty basically is what opened the doors for them to join high society, get into elite spaces. They even connected with the viceroy, who was called the Count of Resende. Also, that was one of the things. I had never taken the time to look up what a viceroy was before. Do you know what that is?
I mean, I assume it's like a count or something like that.
Yeah, it's specifically somebody who is in charge of a colony. So, like the viceroy of Brazil on behalf of the Portuguese royal family.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Ew.
There's one
Colonizers.
lesson. Yes, exactly.
Boo, colonizers!
Yeah. Thumbs down. But
yeah, thumbs down for the viceroy.
Yeah. Interesting history lesson.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yes, now you have a new vocab word.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barbara's beautiful. Everyone is interested in her. She's vibrant, blah, blah, blah. But she falls in love with just an average man. He's actually a freed black man, so formerly enslaved, that she met at some event. And they have a passionate affair, and she really wants to live like a true romance with him. She doesn't want to just be having an affair. So she allegedly...
Gotta ditch the husband, Barbie.
Yep. She kills him.
Oh my god!
Allegedly. Not just... Yeah, I guess maybe divorce wasn't even an option for a woman at this time. So
in the 1700s, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so murder is the only option. So,
reasonable.
Yep, she allegedly stabs him in the neck while he's sleeping.
Oh my god! That's not what I was expecting. Stick to the poison, girl.
I know,
what the
exactly.
Fuck?
She took it up a notch.
Jesus.
But she somehow manages to escape any conviction. Like, there's definitely suspicion around her. People don't really believe she's innocent, but for some reason, she's able to just go on with her life. And eventually there's a lot of pressure on the viceroy to make a conviction. So they kind of just pick a random person off the street, accuse them, and execute them for the murder.
Oh my god!
So, very sad. And
so sad.
Even, it's just all a bad situation. And Barbara, though, gets to live with her new lover. She's fallen from grace, but they get to live together. They move out of the city, and she kind of falls off of the scene for a while until she allegedly murders this man as well. So,
oh my god!
Yeah, and yet again, somebody else is killed for supposedly committing the crime. She somehow
she now
evades
has
capture.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deaths on her.
Yes, conscience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Apparently doesn't care.
Apparently not, and apparently a lot of other people don't either, because she's still beautiful and she's still coveted by a lot of men in the society. So she begins to earn her living as a sex worker. And she becomes the favorite of merchants, officials, bishops, which is weird. Even the
definitely not allowed.
No, absolutely not.
No.
yeah, the nobility, and some people even say because the royal family came from Portugal in 1808,
Mhm.
and they suspect they probably also used Barbara's services. So
Ew.
she makes a great living for herself, and she has like a big, elegant home, and she
I mean, I guess good for
receives.
her. Like, who am I to
I
judge a
know,
sex worker?
right?
Go on. I mean,
She's
well, except for the fact she murdered
the
people.
murderer.
So,
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
We can judge a
Like, go off,
murderous
queen.
sex worker,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, exactly.
um, yeah. So she gets many secret visits from many men, but at this time, even if you're in high society, people are not very clean. So
No.
she contracts a lot of diseases,
Oh.
um, including syphilis, leprosy, and smallpox. So,
Leprosy?
yes, it's yeah, it's bad. Um,
Oh, Barbara.
yeah,
Girl.
I know. So, in 1825, which is 35 years after this story started, so she's now in her
Okay.
50s,
Okay.
she goes to what is present day Uruguay to offer her services to the soldiers that are there. That's the other history thing I didn't know. There was
Oh.
a short war between Brazil and Uruguay and Argentina
Oh.
over some territory along their borders. So that's where
Okay.
Barbara was going, just so you know.
Okay.
But they did not want her. Unfortunately, she had,
Well, she's a leper at this
yeah,
point, so.
she's looking scary. This says she's frightening. Her hair is disheveled and dry. She has
Oh.
pox and bruises, and her teeth are brittle and not. She's just not looking good. So she
Oh,
can't make
honey.
money. I know. She can't make money in her line of work anymore. And so she has no choice but to go back to Rio and to live in this like pretty destitute area where other sex workers, beggars, people like that frequent.
Okay.
Um, Interestingly, this area where they were, it's called the Arco de Teles. That's why she's sometimes called the Witch of Arco de Teles.
Mm.
Now, in present day, this is like a really beautiful part of the old town of Rio. But
Oh.
at this time, it was just basically a back alley because it was
Mm.
among the ruins of a really big fire that happened, and
Mm.
they hadn't rebuilt yet. So, anyway, she was living, trying to make a living in this back alley. And one thing that was in this alley, apparently, was an image of Our Lady of Pleasures, which I tried to look up, and some things said that it was the Virgin Mary, which seems
Mm.
weird to call her
Yeah.
the Lady of Pleasures. But
Right.
no
Given
matter
she
what it
was
is,
a virgin.
right, it's some
Interesting.
sort of image that Barbara felt connected to. She chose that saint, for lack of a better word, as her protector. And that's when she became known as Barbara of the Pleasures. So she wasn't actually
Oh, I
really
see.
pleasing anymore, but she
Uh,
had chosen this as her protector, became
mm,
Barbara Dos Prazeres. So,
my God.
um, yeah. So, among all this stuff going on in this area, there are also practitioners of dark magic.
Mm.
And Barbara started to connect with these people and would have consultations with them and leave with pretty vile prescriptions for things to do. So
Oh, God.
she was supposed to bathe in boiled animal blood to cure her leprosy. And that would help her also become young and beautiful again, according to these sorcerers.
Oh, God.
But when that didn't help, this sorcerer also said, well, maybe you should try children. So they said, use children to bathe in their still fresh, warm blood. And around 1828, there were a lot of disappearances of children who were never discovered. So this is Barbara, probably, allegedly.
Literally a serial killer.
Yes. Yep. So
oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad. And there's panic. Kids no longer walk on their own. Many families just don't have their kids leave the house. But then once people started keeping their kids inside, there was a place called Santa Casa de Misericordia, where it was like a place where women who had unwanted babies could leave them for nuns to take care of. And this was a pretty common practice, actually, in this area. But there was a noticeable downturn in the number of infant babies being left at this place.
Oh, this one's a witch, like an evil
she's a witch. Yes, she's a witch.
A hag.
A serial killer. Yeah, a hag. And so she's supposedly the one who is taking these babies.
Oh, she went from hot Barbie to the witch from Hansel and Gretel so quick.
I know. I know. And I wish that there was like a more satisfying ending to this story. But they say in 1830, so like 2 years after all of this baby stealing began, a woman's body appeared floating in the bay next to the fish market, and she was pretty disfigured, but had like all the weird skin marks and stuff, and people felt certain that it was Barbara. And there was also the connection that the disappearances had stopped in like the week prior to this body appearing. So
I mean, in some ways, it's like, it makes me think a little bit of like Jack the Ripper, how we were like, how is it that like the investigations are so like impressive for the time? I feel like same thing. It's like, well, we've reported all these children missing. I'm like, reported to who?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
You guys have a government? Question. Like, what's going on? But then I remember, like, yes, they have a government.
Yes.
Well, they have a viceroy, at least.
Yes. They at least have him. But, yeah, I don't know. And that's, like, kind of the end of her story. Other than that, some people say you can still, like, hear her, see her, feel her presence at this Arco de Teles. Which... yeah, I also tried to search for like specific stories from people about that, but it's mostly just kind of, an urban legend that people tell visitors and tell each other growing up about Barbara of the Pleasures and all the bad things she did.
I mean, whether she's haunting the place or not, like, there's some evil paranormal shit happening there for sure.
Yes, some horrible energy.
Yeah.
At the very least.
She loses her pretty privilege. She's like, I think I'll murder infants. Like, that's a big jump, babe. Damn.
Yep. Yeah. It really is.
Fuck. Like, try sunscreen? Just kidding. Penicillin, anyone?
Yeah. Try penicillin. Try maybe like showering sometimes.
Yeah, shower. Maybe just in like hot water instead of boiling blood. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God. Yikes, Barbie. Damn, bitch. All right. Well, nice way to really dark ending to our episode, our first episode.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Fitting, though. Feels very fitting.
I mean, that had a lot of, like sexual undertones, but there's a lot of darkness around.
Yeah, a lot of darkness.
These things.
Well, I'll do a really little quick teaser for next week's topic, which is actually a listener recommended topic from our girl Sarah. So I owe Sarah a message to let her know that the episode is coming. But I won't spoil exactly what it is, but it is a haunted state. A very
Excellent.
spooky state.
Mm-hmm.
So buckle up, babies. We're so happy to be back. We will
Yes.
see you all next week. And until then, stay spooky.
Stay spooky. Bye.
Bye.